I'm saying what you are doing. What you are doing now, we call it concatenation. But please don't try to do all this concatenation thing.
Okay.
You know all these things though, and and you say you don't know them. For you to even be doing concatenation like this, it shows that you know what you are doing. Hmm.
Daniel. I am Daniel.
Hmm. 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 Spaghetti code.
Now so it be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me recheck. Am I correct? Say the same thing.
I am Daniel. And what you want to do, delete that from that plus sign, delete it to the next one.
Abi?
No, 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 no. That I am Daniel.
I am.
That and, hold on, that and.
Mm,
I'm not saying you should, no, I didn't say you should delete the and. What I'm saying is there's a plus in front of that and. So delete it, delete the quotes too. Delete it, delete it, leave the plus sign. So now come in front of and
okay.
put space there. Save your work and go and refresh.
We still remain that 12.
So now that's off. Now, what do you want to do? Go back and go and create that space. So now, where do you want to put the space? No, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Now look at the age. Look at the age. Just put empty space, empty space, like a space bar. No, a space bar.
Space bar.
You don't know space bar. That's
I
space
don't.
bar now. Oh yeah, save. So go and check. All right. So now
There's
that's for
too
years.
much space in that place.
And there's too much space. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So delete one space. Delete that space in front. Yes, save and go and check. All right. Daniel and you are clapping for yourself. All right. So let's go. At least you're able to do something by yourself.
Yes.
That's impressive. That's impressive. That's impressive. All right. So I'm so sure you know about, and I'm so sure you know about naming conventions, right? You know about the rules we have.
Can I stop sharing?
Yes, you can. You can stop sharing. You can stop sharing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm talking about you know the rules we have, right? The naming rules,
Yes.
the naming conventions, and everything. You know that.
Please, if you brush me through, I don't want to assume my everything and
Okay.
forget
So
the thing.
na- variable names can only contain letters, numbers, underscore, or dollar signs. But the first character cannot be a number. That is what you want to
Yeah.
use. It must not be a number first. So it must be a letter, either letters, numbers, underscore, or dollar sign. Dollar sign is the only character um that is actually allowed. when you're writing your JavaScript, when you're creating your variable. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. So next thing we want to look at is they are case sensitive. I hope you know they are case sensitive.
Yes, I know.
So you know that if you write capital letter one and then small letter one, they are two different things,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So we say they cannot be JavaScript reserved words. When we say reserved word, what do I mean by reserved word?
I don't know.
So reserved word are more like um let's say all these tag names, that is things that are used in JavaScript. For example, you want to call a variable, you want to call it let. Does it make sense?
No.
Doesn't make sense. So you cannot name a variable, you cannot name it let. You cannot name a variable const. Do you get?
Okay.
That's what we mean by they are what? They cannot be JavaScript reserved words. So
No.
you choose clarity over meaning. You choose clarity over meaning. What's this one? What it means is that you don't just name a variable something that doesn't make any sense to you. For example, you want to say somebody's name, you give a variable name that is attached to name, right? Let name equals to that person's name or anything you want to put inside. It doesn't make sense for you to put let x equals to. X doesn't provide or doesn't give room for clarity. It doesn't give room for meaning. So you want to make sure what you are calling your variable, it has meaning and then it is clear enough for you to understand it. Because let me give you an example. Um, I wrote a code sometimes back. I didn't really know
Okay.
about all these things, right? So what happened at the long run is that I wanted to, I've grown better, I've grown wiser in coding, right? After like I think 1 year, yes, 1 year. The code I wrote 1 year ago, I visited the code, so I wanted to change some things there, and then I was now looking for the name I called that particular feature there. I didn't remember the name. I was looking for it. I searched. I noticed I didn't see it. Then I was not like, okay, you know what? Let me just scatter this code. Let me write them one by one again. And then the moment I started writing them one by one, that was when I got to discover that the variable name is called XY. Do you get?
Okay. The variable.
It's
I
called
didn't get
the
the
va-
next statement,
the
please.
variable name is XY. That was the name I gave the
Oh.
variable XY. So now, how do I can't even think towards XY. You get what I'm trying to say? Because it is
Yeah.
not clear enough and then it has no meaning. Do you get?
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
so when you are working too as well, um, that variable name cannot contain space, right?
Yes.
If you have
Yes, I
two
know that.
words together, they must be joined together. So should have space. So you pick a naming convention and stick with it. That's also one thing you want to make sure you do. Pick a naming convention and stick with it. So we have quite a number of naming convention. We have the Pascal, we have the snake case, we have we have Pascal, we have snake case, we have I want to look at the one JavaScript uses. Uh hold on. Pascal, snake casing. JavaScript uses one. No. Hmm. Can't really remember what we call it now. Uh, 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 how am I not remembering it? Okay, hold on. You know what? Google is our friend. Naming conventions. Naming convention in program.
JavaScript.
Google is our Google naming. Okay, camel case. Camel
Ah,
case.
wow.
That's what I want to remember. Camel case. So we have a lot of them. So we have the Pascal. Let me just show you an example. Let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. So I will clear all these ones. Everything we've written, I'll clear them. So now I want to name a variable. So I have number one. Number one. Sorry.
Capital letter.
Number one equals to, I put 5 here. Then I want to do let number one. Hold on. Let me change the name.
Capital letter N, then small letter O.
Yes. No, everything is just going to be the same thing. Like the way everything is like this.
Okay.
So we can also have let's look at it all. Number underscore
One.
one. So now the first one is just your normal camel case. Camel case in the sense that every word that actually follow will be in caps, will be all caps. Do you get that?
I do not get that. All the numbers that follow be in all caps. It's only the O
Yes.
that is in caps.
Uh, like you have two words, right? Let's say I want to have number one,
Okay.
two. If I will have
That
number
means
one, two,
the first
letter that
letter
follow the second and the
of every
first
word,
word.
every next word. Okay.
Yes. So let's say I want to say number one test. Look at it. Can you see the way it looks like here?
Yes.
So this is camel case. So this one is Pascal casing. That is every first letter. While the last one is what? The last one is now
Okay.
snake case. Snake case. Because it has
Snake.
underscore. And that's yes, that's what we use in Python.
Okay. Snake is
Yeah, that's what yes, that's what we use more in Python. So in JavaScript, they use more of camel case. That's in JavaScript. Oh. You guys use more of camel case. So let's move on.
sorry, sir. Is our
Okay,
class
that
being
means you.
recorded?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm recording. All right,
Okay.
so we have data types. So we have data types. So we have two types of data type. We have the primitive data type and we have the non-primitive data type. For the
Okay.
primitive data type now, we have the string, we have the
Okay.
number, we have the boolean, we have the null, we have the undefined. I'm so sure you understand what string, what it means.
Yes. Text. String of
Uh,
text. String
Don't
of
say string
letters.
of text. So, okay, it's more like a collection of words, of letters,
Yes.
inside quotes. So anything you put
Yes.
inside quotes is a string.
String.
Even if you put numbers inside, is a string. If you put numbers inside, it will turn it to a string. So you want to make sure what you are doing. You want to indicate that oh, this thing, oh, this one is going to be a string, oh, you know, it's kind of thing. So you want to make sure you make them available. And I'm sure you know how to work with string now.
Now I can work with string.
Hmm. So,
What we did set was string now.
hmm? What is
Some
it?
of the this thing we wrote, some of the codes I wrote earlier. I think is that not
Mm-hmm.
string?
Yes, those are string. That's why I said you know how to work with string. So we have number of data type. Of course, you know number data type. We have the integer, we have the floats and the likes. Floats
Yeah.
are decimal number. Those that have decimal numbers. And integer are number
Yes.
whole numbers. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
So we have Boolean data type too as well. So when we say Boolean
Okay.
data type, what we are talking about is true or false. Good. So we have undefined. So undefined is more like is a value given to variable that have been declared but not yet assigned to a value. Do you get? It's not yet assigned to a value. Let's say we, you know, the way parents do plan themselves now, they will have been planning a baby's name. You get? Even before they give birth to the baby.
Mm.
Mhm. So what you just want to do here? I'm just trying to like explain it in a way you're able to understand. Though. You gave a name. You didn't assign a value to it. That is, you're anticipating the baby. You gave it name. The baby is not yet around though. You don't even know if it's boy or girl. You don't know anything. You just give it a value. So you're expecting that, oh, when I now give birth to that baby, that's when I will not give it what? That will be the value for that baby. Do you get? So this is
Yeah.
just like it. So undefined. Undefined does not mean, oh, this thing does not exist. Undefined means you are creating space for it. It's more like if you go to an event now, you're not creating space for your friend. If they ask you now, you will tell them, oh, this person is for so so person. You mention the
On is
person's
there.
name. Or you mention the person's name, all those kind of thing. So now that person now, they are all defined though. Do you get? Yes, they are undefined because there is no value in that thing. Abi, is somebody sitting
That's
there?
right.
No, it's empty. Nothing is there. Nothing. So that's undefined. So look at the way I explain undefined. I've never explained like this before. It is well. So wow, I didn't know I can actually explain it this way. It just came to my head. I didn't know. I just explain it in the normal terms that we do. Everybody knows, the way we do JavaScript, all this kind of thing. That's the way I used to explain to everybody. But I didn't know I
Okay.
can explain it this way. That's actually fine. At least you're able to understand it now. You know what undefined means now, right? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, the network was breaking. I didn't get you.
Okay, I said you know what undefined means now, right?
I know what undefined is. I know what it is.
Okay.
Just ascribing
So
value in
yes.
anticipation
So
of
how about none? How about none?
that one is nothing.
Good. I love that. So let's go. So now you can see we've done primitive data type. So now non-primitive data types now, like concatenation, you just did concatenation recently, and then template literals. So do you know template literals? Hmm.
Please remind me. I think so, but I'm not sure.
Hmm. Okay. So template literals basically is more like let's do something on it.
Okay.
So let's say I have am I having on my cap locks on? Let's name equals to John Doe.
Okay.
Then I want to say something like console.log, those kind of things. But now
Mm-hmm.
I want to say something like, okay, I think I've deleted this. So I'll now put my template literals is more like using this particular thing. Then I'll now say, hello Samuel or hello John Doe. I hello John Doe, welcome to the JavaScript world. If I save this now and then go over to our browser to check it, can you see, hello John Doe,
John Doe.
welcome to the JavaScript world.
Okay.
Mhm. So that is what template literals mean. Template literal is more like the way you do your normal concatenation now. There's a way you won't be able to concatenate things. You get that's how they did that thing. So you can use to block, this kind of thing, sha. I hope that's clear.
That's clear.
Okay. So let's now move to the other one. Hmm. Let's move to the other one. Template literal. I hope you saw the template literals here.
Yes. But this
Okay,
dollar
good.
sign, that's another thing I wanted to call your attention in what you did.
Why did you talk? Hmm. So now, what the dollar sign, what it does is that anytime we are using template literals, the way to put in your variable names is by putting them inside that dollar sign and then that quote, that curly
Okay.
braces. So that's the only way to put your what's it called? Your variable names. So you can have more than one variable. You know, You know that concatenation, you are putting plus sign, plus this one, plus that one. You don't need to
Mm,
do that here. Just concatenate it and then you're fine.
okay.
Yeah. So let's move. Let's move. Let's move. Let's move.
Mm.
So we have the normal arithmetic operations. This one I've never meant to explain to you at all. No, you will learn yourself. Yes, you will learn all these ones yourself. You want me to be teaching you plus or minus?
No, 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 no.
Yeah, you will learn all this on yourself. So let me just give you comparison between operators and all data types. So comparison operators here. We have return true if the operands are equal. Yeah, yes.
That means if, let's say, this one is it if or this thing, if some that I think this is if, let's say, num let's say if house A is equals to 5, abi.
Hmm.
Okay, if 4 equals to 5, x 5, and y
Hmm.
equals to 2. Let x equals to 5, let y equals to 7.
Hmm.
Then you should now calculate if y equals to y. So I think that one will be giving us answers to things like this, like okay, it's correct, it's not correct, right or wrong. I need to practice this thing.
Hmm. Very, very well.
You said
So you need to practice it.
it's theory. That's the thing. Like I have theory knowledge, but
Hmm. All right. You need to practice a lot. Hmm.
hello.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for you, sir.
Hmm. Hmm. Mm. Do you know the difference between equals to and equals to?
The difference between
Equals to and equals to.
equals to and equals to is more, I think is okay, let me just say it. One, I feel like one is more like attributing um value to like a variable, while the other one is like pro- um comparing in terms of like double equals to is more or less checking if the value of something is like that one. That's why I say I feel the first, I feel the one of equals to is more of like talking on attribution. Is more like attributing a value or a variable or something to a value or to anything, while the other one is more or less comparing. I think that's the understanding I have of it.
Mm. Okay. Let me just give you a short this thing for it. So when you hear equals to, the short one is just that when you say equals to, it's more like like what you say, it returns true if your parents are equal. We double check with it. I'm so sure you know when we say we double check with it.
I get.
Hmm. Let's say you want to confirm a user password now. You can use that to confirm that user's password. Makes sense.
Makes sense, makes
Yeah.
sense.
So you can also put not equals to. Not equals to, we check, are they equal? If they are not equal, not equals to, we throw, or it will give you an answer. Is that is that also making sense too?
I don't really get that. I don't get that one clearly.
Okay, so now let's do an example to be able to
Okay.
understand. So let's say we have name John Doe, right? So we want to have
Okay.
another one. Let's my name
No
equals to
space.
no, I want to do the same thing. John Doe.
I'm thinking of
Let
your
me use name here.
variable.
Yes, I know my name. So I have it this way. So now if I want to check, for me to check now, I want to check, oh, what's the difference between this one and this one? So let's say if, of course, I want to write an if statement so I can check at least. So you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to say. That I'm writing if statement. So you, at least you'll be able to understand. So now if I check, I want to check with these two. So I want to check these two. So if I should go over here, look at what we have in our console. My name is Match, right? So look at it
Yeah.
here. We said console names match. That's what we said here. Now imagine if I should put those, Doa, and then I refresh here. Can you see? Is anything showing here?
No.
No. So now let me take this out. So let me say not equals to. Let me say not equals to. If I say not equals to now, what is it showing? It's not showing anything. But let me put that Doa here. Oh, can you see that it's showing?
Names match.
Hmm?
It's saying names match.
So you now understand the difference between the what's it called? The the equals to and the double equals to, right?
I
Remind
get
me.
it, but I think you didn't apply it well.
Okay. So look at it very well.
Okay, okay. It does not, if we are saying is not equals to, then it should print names match.
And now, yes.
Okay, 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 okay. I get it. I get it.
So let's say if they are the same thing, we put equals to. But if we want to check, okay, are they not equals to? If they are not equals to, you need to return true.
Yeah.
If that particular situation is true, that's what it means now. I hope that's clear.
So on the norms, they are supposed to use a boolean for this, true or false, instead of
No,
just writing name
no, no,
standard.
no, no, no. It works with bullying, right? Do you
Okay.
get? It works with bullying, but we don't use the data types that we put in them as bullying because they work with bullying already. They return true, they return false, right? That's what they are
Mm-hmm.
returning.
Yes.
That's what they are giving you. So now we want. That's why I said we use them for comparison and comparison.
Okay.
Do you get? So you can use them to compare. So you can use them to check, okay, is this one good or is this one bad? Are they the same thing or they're not the same thing? That's basically, or let me say that's the basic thing we use this um equals to for. Is that clear now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's try okay, all this one, you have to even learn all this one, all this thing. So we have logical operators, right? I will just explain this and then so I won't give you a lot of this thing. So logical operators are used to test for true or false. These are typically used in combinations with comparison operators. So we have the logical operator, we have the and operator, we have the or operator, and we have the not operator. So let's work with the and operator. So the AND operator now, all we want to look at is that, let's say, if you look at this code now, we have let x equals to 6, let y equals to 3, and then we said let z equals to x greater than 10 and y greater than 1. Look at it. What AND means is that the two conditions must be true. Let me see, just put this at your maybe right hand. Just have it at the back of your mind that whenever you hear and in programming, it means the two conditions must be true. Do you
Okay.
get? Like the two conditions must be true. But if you now have all means at least one of them should be true. At least one of them should be true. So now we want to write something here. So let's say I have sorry, I'm clearing the codes. So let's say I have let's um test one equals, let's say I put it as 20, then I say let test two equals to 30. Now I want to write a conditional statement. If now inside my if now I want to say if test one now is greater than test two. That's what we are doing here. But now what I want to do, I want to put my and statement. That's what I want to do. So I want to say
Okay.
if test one is greater than, or don't worry, let me use my this thing. Let's use our this thing. What's it called? I will use our statement here. The way we used to write this thing. So I'll put it inside this thing. So I'll say let sum equals to. Now I want to check if one of them, if they are greater than. So I will say test one is greater than, is what? Sorry, is less than, if it's less than 30 and test two is greater than what? 20. You should consider log sum. Hmm?
Okay.
That's what I said you should say. So now, remember what we have here. So come and see what's going to happen. When I refresh here, can you see it's saying what?
True.
Look at it very well. Let sum equals to test one. Is test one less than 30?
Yes.
Is test two greater than 20?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's put this. Let's say test one less than 10 and save. When I refresh, can you see that it's showing false? But remember
Yes.
that this one is correct,
Mm-hmm.
right? But is this
Yes.
one correct?
That one now is not correct.
So that means and statement works when both conditions are what? True. Do you
Okay,
get the logic now? That's
I
how
get
and
it.
that's how it works. When the both conditions, when they are true, that's how and works. So now let's say we use or here. Let's use or.
Slash slash.
So yes, so we use or here. So if I should use or here and refresh. Can you see that it's true?
Yes,
But you know that this one is wrong, while this one is true, right? So
yes.
all
But at least
just
one.
need just one of them. So let's say this one now. Let's say is test greater than 50. Yeah, remember that two of them are not true. Can you see that it's showing false now?
Yes,
So what you want to make sure is that you want to make sure you want to have that at the back of your mind that oh, when you're working with and it means the two conditions must be true. When you're working with or, it means at least one of them should be true. Does that make sense to you?
that's okay. That's clear.
Hmm. Very good. So we have the not too. Of course, you understand what the not means now,
Mm,
right? Ehen. So what you will now do for me, I'll send this to you. This test, I'll send it to you so you'll
okay,
be able to explain to me. Then on Wednesday, we'll just start with JavaScript properly, making decisions by conditional statements.
okay.
Making decisions by let me pause the class first.